back for another episode of Pain for Purpose podcast. I am your host, Jesse Thompson, coming from Hawaii. Hot sunny day today. Spent some time at the beach. Can't complain. Life struggles, daily comings and goings. Made some chicken. Gotta love it. So the theme on my agenda today is be true to yourself. It's been, over the course of a week, 6 months, a year. That's what my personal development journey is. It's being true to myself, trying to find my authentic self and what that means to me, who I want that to become. So I'm going to start with a little quote, or a little definition, if you will, of your authentic self. And what does that mean? Your authentic self is who you truly are as a person, regardless of your occupation, regardless of the influence of others. It is an honest representation of you. To be authentic means not caring what others think about you. Man, that's good. That's true. That's living life on your terms. That's living life how it's meant to be. That's something that I've struggled with, my adulthood, and that's why I chose personal development. That's why I wake up every day striving to be better with self-growth, wanting to be a better person, a better father, a better husband, a better human, is to be my authentic self, to not follow a crowd, to not follow what society tells me to do, right? There's respect, but at the end of the day, I got to make sure that I'm living my life according to how I want it and how God planned it for me. And that's living life authentically. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what we should all be searching, because that's where happiness and joy and your spirit, everything can fly and soar when you're living your authentic self. And I've had moments of it, and it's growing. I've made choices that have been more in alignment with my authentic self, saying no, saying yes, doing something that you enjoy doing, right? If you enjoy making a podcast, make a podcast, talk on it. Even if it isn't the best production. If you want to go paddleboarding and you're not the best paddleboarder and there's a bunch of surfers out there, but you enjoy it, make the choice to get out there and paddleboard. You're living your authentic self. You're trusting yourself. And part of being authentic is, you're not forming to others, right? You're not listening to their opinions, to their viewpoints. You're not listening to what they recommend for you. You're listening to yourself. You're trusting yourself. You're trusting your gut, your intuition in that moment. It's hard, trust me. A lot of reading, a lot of habits, right? Practicing it. It's tough. It's challenging because for me, right, I decided right when I was 34, 35 years old. So think of that. I had all that time, negative habits, or maybe not the best choice habits, or falling into the easy habits, the easy way. But now, as I'm trying to rewire my brain, trying to make new habits, you can't form to the opinion of others. You got to stay true to yourself, what you believe, what you feel, and just go with it. And you might make a wrong choice here and there, but at least you trusted yourself, you went for it, you listened to that voice within. Another thing about being authentic is taking ownership of your life. Until you can take ownership, and that's a topic for a different day, because that's kind of where a lot of my self-growth started. But being authentic is just taking ownership. It's your life. You can have the choice. It's your life. If you want to say no, then say no. It's your life. If you choose happiness, choose happiness, right? If you want to go make a bunch of money, $1 million, $1 trillion, that's your choice. And if that's authentic to you, more power to you. If you choose to live with less, save your money, drive an old car, but that brings you joy and happiness, then live it. That's being you. That's being your authentic self. And that's being true to you. And that's what it's all about. And, another big part of being true to you, it's easy, right? I can say it, I can think it, but it's being confident. And I've spoke on that previously, is being true to you is trusting who you are, trusting who you're becoming, trusting who you want to be in the future. If you think about yourself in the future, and where do you want to be in the future, right? Being confident that you can get there, being confident that you can make the changes necessary to grow and to develop into the human being that you want to become. You want to be a better father? Then be true to you. Be confident in that decision, right? Be true in your skin. And that's what that's what today's podcast is about, because it's been on my mind and I've had to really dive deep into those feelings, really dive deep into some negative disbeliefs of myself, but being true to myself, right? That's where you find the most happiness, the most joy. Like I mentioned, my 34, 35 years, I made all those choices. There's no questions. I lived that life. That was mine. But there was a lot of choices along the way that were influenced or that I just went with for the easy route, that I just made a decision based on, what I was feeling in that moment rather than thinking about it, how that truly affected me. All these little things in life that they build up and you hold it in, that's not being true to you. And that just causes more pain, resentment, anger, frustration. It causes side effects. But when you can be true to yourself and trust yourself, then real power comes out, right? Your authentic power, who you are called to be, who you are meant to be. And I still haven't figured it out fully on what my calling is or, maybe what my vocation is. But I do know that I'm going to keep searching because that's authentic to me. I'm going to keep looking, keep trying. I tried real estate. I had some success with it. And I still have my license in Hawaii, but I don't practice. And I don't know if I will. There's a lot of things within real estate that wasn't true to me, right? It just didn't sit right with me. Yes, I could go out and make a whole lot of money. And there's things about real estate I enjoyed, like meeting people, being in the fight, being a part of the sale. There was a lot of things that I enjoyed, but the meat and potatoes of being a realtor, they have a tough gig. They're always selling. They're always, lead generating, prospecting. And that's just something that I didn't, at the time, it just wasn't true to me. So I had to back away. And that's when I went back to full-time work. And now I sit in that decision too, and I ponder that, right? Is that true to me? Am I being true to myself? There's parts of it, yes. And there's parts of it where I question it. But I still ask the right questions, right? And so I'm being true to myself and I'm progressing towards I want to go, right? I'm taking little steps, baby steps, some big steps to get to where I want to go. So you got to be true to yourself, because if you're not, then who are you living for? Or what are you living for? If you're just saying yes to everything that comes to your plate, or if you're just going left when you should be going right, or if you're jumping when you should be ducking, like what's the point of that, right? Like that's, as I figure out my journey, I'm getting better and stronger with that because it was difficult for me, like I mentioned. But as I make more choices that feel aligned with who I am and what I am and more authentic choices, then it just becomes stronger. It becomes easier. You're just building that habit, that muscle that's going to help you be true to you. So yeah, it's a great, simple concept. It's one that's hard to grasp, at least for myself. I know a lot of other people have confidence in who they are, and I admire them and respect them. And, that's part of my goals is to get there because I have confidence. It's just certain parts of my life that I lack confidence that I want to gain and I want to grow, right? But being true to yourself, trusting who you are and loving who you are, right? That's a big part of trusting or being true to you is loving who you are. You got to love yourself, man. It starts with that. Then you can be true to you. If you can look at yourself in the mirror every single day and say, hey, I'm proud of you. You got this. Get out there and kick some ass. We love you. If you're trusting and being true to you, if you can look at yourself at the end of the day and say, hey, yeah, I did that for me, or I chose that decision, or yeah, I feel proud of myself today, right? That's being true to you. That's your authentic self. So do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy. Do that side project. Read that book. Whatever it is, right? Be true to you. Have fun. Enjoy it. Life is meant to be full of joy, full of happiness. It's tough sometimes. Don't get me wrong. There's challenging moments, but you got to rise above it. You got to be true to yourself. Make those authentic decisions. Don't follow anybody else. Don't listen to others' opinions. The only opinion that matters is yours. And at the end of the day, whoever you call your God, your source, whoever you have to answer to, that's all that matters, right? So trust yourself, get after it, because if you improve yourself, you improve your life. Until next time.